A company called Amino based up here in Cambridge make boxes. Well, what's so interesting about a box, I hear you cry? In fact, these boxes will take television signals and internet signals and display them on your TV screen at the same time. People have been talking about convergence between internet and television for many years now, but it's finally happening, and Amino are one of the companies leading the way in this area. I came to speak to their chief executive, Andrew Burke, about the future of television over the internet.
Traditionally, the television's been about broadcast. It's about sending it down an aerial, down a cable, or down a satellite dish. What's exciting now, of course, is we've got the ability to connect the internet to it and mix those two mediums. And BT Vision was the start of that, with a sort of hybrid Freeview product with some IPTV, some delivered content across broadband. But today the new boxes can connect to the open internet and be much more like PCs on TVs, and that's an exciting prospect.
So we're talking about everything from Facebook to YouTube, plus your ordinary TV channels. What difference do you think it's going to make to ordinary viewers to see that mashup of content?
I think it's going to be quite exciting. Broadcast is still going to be broadcast. People still like to watch broadcasted television, and particularly sports events will be watched by a mass media in the normal way. I think where we start to see some change, which we've already seen with the likes of Sky Plus, is where people delay their viewing and watch it later. And I think what you'll see from a social perspective is that people will watch recommended viewing. So I think I'll recommend to you that I saw something last night that you liked, and you'll watch it later on. So I think first and foremost, recommendation will become a core part of television viewing. But then of course there's the whole social media piece, where people will interact with Twitter and make comments when Cameron is doing his speeches. A lot of the social interaction will happen local to your particular device, but in tune with what's being broadcast on the television. I certainly see it with my daughters now. They will be on their Mac or on their PC, and they will be twittering about what they're seeing on television. So it's starting. I think when program makers make that twittering part of the program experience, I think that it gets very exciting.
So you could see a Twitter feed along the bottom of the screen or the side of the screen, for example.
Exactly, and of course voting and popularity. I can absolutely see that going up and down. Things like X Factor have attracted millions and millions of people interacting with the television. X Factor is great when we see the votes at the end of a particular performance or the end of a particular session, but imagine those interactively as they go through, watching it going up and down. That's going to be good television. So that mashup is going to be exciting. Nobody's defined it yet, though. That's where the real, I think, excitement is. Nobody's actually defined how those two, social media and broadcast media, are going to come together. We'll do the technology. I think we're going to be great at it, but you're going to need a lot of good content guys to figure out how to use that technology well. Now the interesting thing, though, more and more, some of the content owners are reformatting their content to look better on TV. So just like it is when you had the mobile phone, do you remember people created mobile phone-like experiences for their websites? PC first, mobile phone. Now you're beginning to see people create a good experience that allows a remote control to navigate through that experience. YouTube lean back we've talked about. iPlayer, BBC's iPlayer is another good example of that, which works on the television. So again, I would encourage content owners to start thinking about repurposing their websites to look better on the TV, be more navigational on the TV, and be a better experience.
So you need scalability, so your content will fit whatever size screen the person might happen to be using.
Absolutely. You want your message to work on the PC, to work on the PDA, on the mobile phone, on the television. The core content's there, it's just that presentation, of course, and getting it right for the medium. That is going to be the communication challenge for the future, and it's one that we're perfectly capable of managing and meeting, but you have to think now multi-screen. The awful expression in our industry, we call it end screen. You need an end screen experience, which means a multiple screen experience. People only watch things, of course, if it is entertaining. Therefore, the viral aspect of that communication needs to be embedded in that message. So I think it's a way of thinking differently to how so many organisations do metaphorically broadcast. They send out their message in a mass way and then hope people will respond. Now it's much more about engagement. So creating these messages that allow the consumer to engage with both the video picture and of course the message that's being delivered is where the challenge lies. And I think there will be a lot of invention. I think we're going to see a lot of creativity in this area moving forward, and I think we'll see things we haven't seen before. But certainly it's cheaper to do, it's going to be more interactive, and can be consumed now by more people. Our boxes are like netbooks. It's almost like having a PC under your TV. So anything your PC can do, our technology can do. So you could put a webcam on it. You can certainly put a microphone on it. It will support communications like VoIP, which is this way Skype used to communicate with one another. I think you will see people, particularly interacting with sports events, connecting to your friend while you're both watching television in different houses or maybe in different continents, and hearing each other shout at the screen together will be a great way of interacting. So I think, again, these technologies are converging. We've talked about convergence forever. So the technologies will converge onto the TV. The programming yet, though, is not ready for it. It's how that programming changes to embrace those technologies, I think, is where the opportunity for television comes moving forward. And there is a BBC initiative called Project Canvas. It's now been renamed to UView, which is their attempt to standardise the delivery of OTT interactive content to freeview, over the top content. It's content coming from the open for the open internet, like video, like social interactions, called OTT in the industry. What they're looking to do is they're trying to take the Freeview platform, which we all know and love, where we plug in a aerial and get multiple channels, but add that technology to it, standardise it, and allow that reach for the UGC, the personal generation of content, to be distributed. If that's successful, that could be 2 to 3 years' time quite a significant force in the UK. So you're looking at a horizon in 2 to 3 years where you could have 3, 4, 5 million people with the ability to take interactive content on their televisions within the UK. There's similar initiatives happening in Italy, in France, in Germany, and indeed in North America. So if that's beginning to happen, I think you'll start to get significant audiences in the next 3 to 5 years. Now, so when do you prepare for it? Like everything else, the sooner the better, because you'll make mistakes. You've got to try when the audience is small. Experiment now and get it right for when those audiences are of a decent size. So I would say you should be looking at it fairly soon and just learning, experimenting, try on your own people. Deliver to your own people, see if those messages are working, and then when those mediums that are mass market do arrive and become de facto, it's a great opportunity.